Hello and welcome to a fresh week of offerings on Enterprise Television. And this is Enterprise Morning. I am Henry Igwebike. Let me quickly say this, January. It's a morning like more.
Henry, you can say that again. I think it's a natural feeling that comes with the last week of the month.
Yes, of course, most definitely. But speaking of which, the end came rather too early for Maichi Omonago, the veteran actor who was prominent face on screen.
Exactly. Although I wonder if he's one of those stars that current generation of movie enthusiasts will recognize easily. But Munago and Kanayo Kanayo were always quite a combination. Henry.
Yeah, exactly. Very true. And it's really a sad one.
Yes, it is.
All right, so quickly let's move on to our newspaper headlines today, and right after that will be in conversation also for this morning. So we'll get everything all sorted out for you. Please do well to visit our website at www.enterprisetv.news.com. Like, comment, and follow us on our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. With us today in the studios to do justice to our newspaper review is Dr. Vance Ufeli. He is a barrister, law, and also public affairs commentator. Good morning to you, sir. And welcome to Enterprise Morning today. And of course, we have Mr. Olusegun Okwade, a chartered accountant and also a public affairs commentator. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Henry. Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning. Thank you.
A great way to start the week.
Exactly.
Staying with Enterprise TV.
Yes, very true. Thank you always for making our time to be part of our show. I appreciate that. All right, so quickly let's start up our newspaper headlines today with the Daily Trust newspaper. And the banner headline here says 137 abducted Kaduna students rescued in Zamfara. And the writer here says, we are yet to see our children. That's coming from the parents of the abducted children. And also we have a sub-writer here. We will make schools safe for learning. And this coming from Aswajubola Ahmed Tinubu. And on the bottom strip of that same story, we have 9 killed, houses burnt in Plateau communal clash. On the top strip of the same newspaper, we have officers killing. Police Commission wants Imo Delta Commissioners of Police sanctioned. And Federal Secretariat wrote away despite 8.1 billion naira renovation. I'd love to start with you, Dr. Ufeli, and of course it borders around first off the abduction of Kaduna students that were rescued, and secondly I also want us to tie it down to the communal clashes in Benue State, and if it's still possible, we would love the issue that's currently making headline news of the killing of officers, police officers in Delta State. Which way Nigeria?
Well, I lately, Delta State have been in the news for very wrong reasons, so that governance is currently distracted. Now we have people taking on soldiers, killing policemen and all that. Before now, they killed 6 policemen before now. Really axes before the soldiers were killed. But the police, like, they take their own. They are not very serious when they use their own. But the soldiers are different. And now the police, they are coming up. Seeing how the president is going about the soldiers who they are now releasing records of people who have been killed in the same axis, and there's a fresh one again. So I think that this society, the Nigerian society, need a lot of education and awareness and orientation. Yes, because people are really going out of scope. There are a lot of non-state actors all over the place.
Yeah.
Many of them are not pronounced, but they have taken territories of areas, governing their own way, and then whenever the law enforcement agencies crosses into that jurisdiction, you find a clash and you see deaths, toll and all that. Because in a way, government have also not done very well. Government have promoted non-state actors are far and above even the soldiers and the policemen. You know, in a situation where the government of a country will hand over security issues on the maritime coast to a private, more like a state actor.
Exactly.
He
True.
has no expertise. All he knew is that he was born there and grew up there. He knows the creed. So that's a qualification to displace the Nigerian Navy.
They fully funded the Nigerian.
Yes, the ones that have actually the constitutional authority to undertake whatever it is. So when non-state actors are rewarded like this and they become popular and they become very strong, I mean, you're going to have pockets of them all over the place. New ones will emerge, okay, claiming territories and disbanding people and making a lot of problems in society. The soldiers that were killed, that has not been resolved till now. The chief of army staff is still there. Rivado, I've not heard anything from him till now. I don't know whether he's still the child of he applies to the president of security. You understand? So it's worrisome, and it's happening at a time when the economy had crumbled. So what is actually left of the Nigerian state is a fragmentation of the human person,
Really.
which is not being decimated by issues that are avoidable. Like these deaths are avoidable.
Really, true.
People's parents, people's brothers, people who died did not fall from the sky. They have relations.
Breadwinners.
And all that. So I think the government will need to
Do something about
this
this.
issue of orientation, because we have an agency that is different. It's just there. They are doing nothing. Orientation is one thing we need to do in this society.
All right. So speaking of orientation, Mr. Chesson, I think it's very important we get to the root part of this problem. And going to the southeast of Nigeria, the insurgency in the southeast of Nigeria actually started in 2021 when the military moved to curb IPOB. Today, it has given birth to ESN and so many others. In fact, they have an affiliation to Ambazonians in the Cameroon. But the problem is, this kinetic way of solving the problem, is that the best way?
Well, if you ask me, I'm not a security expert, but I think our approach to security issues by we the layman is really not the best way to do it. Just like Dr. Philly said, you've seen instances that the security agencies, the armies, the naval team will come up with some of the people that are found to be culpable of some of these acts, and you release them back to the system and co-opt them into the military apparatus. You see, from my little knowledge about issue of security, it borders on information. It's not about how sophisticated your equipment are, because it is when you have information there is going to be an attack or it's going to be like this. That's why you see countries like the developed countries like US, they invest so much on information
Intelligence.
intelligence gathering. They already know certain things that will happen in certain locality. Quite unfortunate when I heard about the falling of great heroes, the military men that died in Delta State. I asked myself the question, how will a whole lieutenant colonel be going somewhere and he will be ambushed by citizens? There will be a tip-off. It's to tell you that it seems the citizens do not even have confidence in the security structure they established. They rather have confidence in the non-state actor who they see day by day. Otherwise, a tip-off will definitely come. And with the last administration invested so much on equipment. I was expecting if you have to send people out, enough drones can go and comb the area, give you an insight. You see, why we are facing this problem today is that our information gathering, intelligence gathering is nowhere to be found. If even I can say that even if governors are going to place, they are scared these days because you can never preempt what will happen in that area because of the way people are actually. So I feel things that we need to start doing is, like he said, reorientate the mind of our people to know that when you see something, you say something, and you are able to earn the trust of the people. As we speak, ask an average citizen, they will tell you that even if I see wrong thing happening in my area, do you want me to report to police? Police that they will come back after me and come and tell me. So where is the oath of secrecy that they sworn? Where's the confidentiality? They say whistle blowing. How many whistles have you heard that they blow in the last how many years? So people just want to confine on their own. Yeah, even when there are kidnappings, do you know people, families paid ransom without coming out to say, they say, "Hey, we want to just take action on our own since these people are communicating with us." So it's to tell you that there is failure on the part of the security agencies that are earning the trust of the people. And that's where you must start from.
Exactly.
You must be able to have confidence in someone that you want to go and report to, that this person will act. If as a family person, if you know that when you take a case to the head of the family, he's not going to act. Whether it's the wife, whether it's the children, you think the boy or the girl will not even tell the dad before he take an action.
Exactly.
And that's what we're seeing.
Very
A lot of people are, because the non-state actor he made mention of are closer to the people. They are the people that run out there. A lot of vigilantes, you see, if you want to mention every estate in every choice area, make use of vigilante and security, private security firms to protect themselves against when we should have policing roaming about. They will tell you that if you call the police to come to this area to come and stay, it's just to build a traffic for themselves and not to exploit people, which is really not a good image of what we should be getting from an area. They said they will come, what they do is to create traffic in the same area that the state actor we're talking of. We stay there and you will see the act that they are going actually. So I think the security agency needs to reshape on things and end the trust. Trust is fundamental if we must go, so that people can reliably give you information. If you don't have information, have the best equipment in the world, there is no how you're going to hack. It's just like going to buy a sophisticated computer and say, I have this thing working for me, and you don't know what to put inside that computer to give you the result. What will you get? Nothing. But if you have the information, even with few equipment, you can deliver so much. And I think the area they need to build more is to end the trust of the people. Go to the police and say, police is your friend. And people will come and say, no, they are not our friend. In fact, they are against us. They will tell you that you are not supposed to pay for this, to pay for this. They will come out and tell you that we are sorry, we are poorly funded. You need to fuel our vehicle. You need to buy, we don't even have stationery. So how do you want people to come out and, give you information that is needed for you to move? Is this happening that this killing, we are short shortfall of officials, the military officers, and now we are hearing of killing and killing. People are no longer interested.
Very true.
In coming to that particular sector, which is the security, because they feel that they are not being well taken care of, and they just find their way. Because we heard is in the public domain that these so-called police officers, even some of them buy their uniform themselves. Is that the way to go? The answer is no. That on its own open up the area for anybody.
Police pay ransom.
Police pay ransom. So if police pay ransom, so who are we not?
Very, very true.
Thank you so much.
So let's
Shiso.
move on to the next newspaper for today, and this coming from the Vanguard.
Okay, so just allow me to direct this question to Barrister Ufeli. I like that you talked about how, suffused violence is targeted at the state by non-state actors. But allow me also to establish that this predates the recent administration. But let's talk about solutions now. I like how Shiso talked about information gathering and how it is pertinent to fighting and curbing crime. Barrister, tell us how and what you would like to see the federal government begin to do. Actionable steps to ensure that the magnitude of things in this manner that we see will be nipped in the bud.
The federal government should empower the National Orientation Agency first to reach out to the 774 local governments of this country to teach people, because our society is no longer what it used to be 10 years ago. 10 years ago, our society is not this polarized and prone to attack, kidnapping. By now, this country should have gathered enough experience on how kidnappers operate. Okay? So, the people whom you govern, you must put the National Orientation Agency together to have experts go to each local government, just like you when the contest election, or just like when the campaign. We should have a campaign on the fight against insecurity, have education centers where people compulsorily go to get tips, security tips, and all that. In some developed countries, they create networks, security networks with the people, security agency, and all that. The federal government will need to do that, excavate that information, and let the people have it. A lot of people just wake up in the morning, they eat, and they walk around. They know nothing about security, but it's like when you go to Russia, if you are a graduate in Russia, as you pass out, you must be enrolled in the armed forces for 5 years. After 5 years, you can decide whether you want to remain in the force or you want to go your corporate way. In so doing, every citizen of that country is a security expert by default. You understand? They have a system. Perhaps we should begin to look at that direction where people will be informed what to do when they have situations like this. Then the state actors, the government, there's no way you don't have state actors, at least in Africa. There's some countries that are called rebels.
True.
There's some places here that are called different names. The federal government can actually work with them, but not using them as a substitute for establishments that are constitutionally made. Like what I mean is
Mandated
the Navy,
to,
for example, the armed forces, the police, the police was created under section 214 of the Constitution, the army under 217 of the Constitution. Okay? And then the Navy and all that. You shouldn't use state actor to substitute. It's not right. Because in doing so, you are, no matter how bad the army or the accusation against them, what you need to do is to go fish out, those who are the bad guys among them, and take them out, and then bring the right solution to bear. That is what the federal government ought to do. Then, most importantly, the federal government have to empower the citizens. See, when the people have no light, first of all, in the corporate and formal side, we have deficit in terms of we have a huge unemployment right now. Okay, unemployment is at a high scale. This is long term now. Okay, those who are out there kidnapping people, were people who were once into one business or the other. When they arrest them and they profile them, you hear them say, "I'm a mechanic." Some will say, "I'm an electrician." You understand? This happened and I lost my job. And this was, so if you have all those information, it means that possibly some of this, I don't think those guys were born kidnappers. When Ozekhome was kidnapped, 3 days into the forest, he fell ill. One of the kidnappers went and bought set drip. They treated him for malaria. And in his chat, one of them said the guy is a medical doctor. And they have another science lab among them. Science lab among them. Okay? So if the federal government can, create a program for unemployment, they don't have it. What all this Shopee and all these other ones they have, they don't do it the right way. They do it through who know who. The one that Professor Skiamo did the other time, they are going to pay 20,000 naira to 200 and many people across the local government and all that. The names of people who get in there, names of people who are loyal to politicians.
Very true.
Then those who have nothing to do will go into the bush. The moment you collect that money that you say you have collected, they'll carry you up inside the bush and ask to go and bring more. So, federal government can actually address kidnapping. Kidnapping is a new crime. It was not even in our law books up until 2009. It was not in our law books. Terrorism was not in our law books. That is why if you look at the Terrorism Prevention Act, then that of kidnapping, these are laws that were promulgated in 2015 before Jonathan left. So if it was never in our law books, it tells you that it was never part of us.
It of course.
We're sitting in the movies there, but today it's not part of us. We don't have laws that put them under capital offense. Which penalty is there behind.
Very true. So what do we have for the Vanguard? Let's quickly.
All right, so let's take a look at the Vanguard this morning. We have on the masthead, pull army out of Okwama. others, Delta, Bielsa communities. We also have how 137 Kuriga school children, teachers were rescued by the masthead. Kano government hails Dangote on palliatives to residents. I'll take a story that I find quite interesting. Serap Totinubu emulate OT, obey court judgments, stopping pensions to ex-governor. So I'll direct my question now to Shison. Help us understand how this translates to developing the economy.
The Sarah
Right, call to
addressing the
president.
president. It had a long way to go, sincerely speaking. I said this on so many forums to state that once you serve the government for 4 years, to me, whether it's in the law or not in the law, you have more than enough within your purview to take care of even your generation unborn.
Very true.
So when you now discover so many things they are giving to people that have served as remuneration and some other things, it's quite worrisome. Kudos to OT for taking that lead. We must let them know, because you always have a parting gift when you are exiting the states. At least if you look at the Abraham Maslow's law, the basic things that is expected, even if you decide not to be part of the politics any longer, of which so many of them are still relevant, they can fulfill it. At least you have a lot of them being given houses, they give you vehicles, you have some domestic staff so you have more than enough to cater for and take care of yourself. So can we use some of these funds that are actually coming to you to actually take care of the citizen you once led and that you are seeing face to face, that are not living up to expectation of what you would have desired to be? So it's a right step in the right direction for OT. One thing I keep telling individuals is, if you are in position, do the right thing. It's not about the crowd.
Exactly.
Over time, certain set of people will, join the clique, because the savings you're having there should translate to things that people will see.
Right.
I've said it times to that number that the major reason why I'm still faulting this administration is that I'm never an advocate of subsidy, so I celebrated the issue of removing the subsidy. But the way and manner the subsidy is being shared is my concern. I was thinking that this will go into infrastructure development that will ease the burden. And I speak straight to refineries, that we are the only members of the OPEC or oil producing country that is importing some of those things. We saw the investment that they had in Dangote as a nation, and up till now we are not boastful of liters of that product coming into the country. I was thinking that remove that and invest it, in the same sector that you actually, so that will translate and assist a lot of businesses, rather than coming to tell us that you've increased, go to your state, you've increased the allocation that
Hold your governors responsible.
responsible.
Yeah.
For me, it's not something I'm actually in support of. So government must continually look for way to ease that which we have high up there and be able to, because one thing that is interesting is that these people, they are in power today. Majority of them are even far from reality of what is happening to the people they claim to be leading. And that disconnect, we must stop it in such a way that people can have, while we're growing up, you want to, align with your councillors, with your chairman of, I've seen chairman of local government, of a particular local government, that is staying far away from where he's actually governing. Chairman of local government, when you should be in that constituency. Member of the House of Assembly that is not staying in the locality, in his constituency. How do you want to feel the pain of what those people are feeling? So we must have a rethink in some of the things that we're doing, and that's the only way that we can earn the trust of the people. If we continue like this, we've seen it that the only way you can get high up there is to get involved in politics, because there are no consequences for it. After serving for 4 years, 8 years, some will retire back to the National Assembly, stay another 80 years there. So are you the most intelligent? We should be getting to the level where you can yield the floor to say, okay, I've served mine. A lot of them are not even they are not in sync with the current reality of what is happening up there. So how can you even make laws that will favor the younger generation when you are not in tune with them? When a lot of them cannot even is the information that their PA gives to them. And when this Dr. Ophelia is PA now, I know the things he likes to hear. So when I have those things in the information, maybe a friend calls and says, doctor, these are happening. And you ask your PA, so God don't mind them. That thing is just his rumor. And it's the reality. Because he knows what Oga wants to hear. And that's what he's telling them.
No.
How many of them on their own can come out boldly to say, this is what is happening in my constituency? And these are the steps I am taking to do. It's not about that. It's what they read. Several of them are just positioning themselves in Abuja and doing that with the lie. We must change this narration if we must grow as a country.
Very true. Finally, in 60 seconds, Dr. Ufeli, do you think Bola Ahmed Tinubu persona would respect this calling from Serap?
Well, he has always not taken advice. I mean, the man is, I don't know how to describe him. Maybe because of the legitimacy issue that is hanging on his emergence. I wouldn't know. But, like, the first time he spoke about this party, I think we'll have it in our platform about this allegation.
Yeah, exactly. True.
He addressed it and he commended the lawmakers. I don't know that you saw.
Yeah,
that.
very true. Yeah.
He commended them for doing a very good
Yeah,
job.
true. True.
And he knows what he submitted to them and he knows what came back. That was a fantastic.
True, very true.
So, see, he just approved pardon up there. We all expected that he was okay, given what is going on, okay, let's have a committee to look into. Since the leadership already did not even want to listen to the person who blew the whistle. And impulsively, just like the president would team together, impulsively and suspend him. If it turns out that those allegations were true, how would people look at you as one who's representing the constituency? As we were not considering that all names said were true, which is actually true. And then you dismiss him. Are you going to recompense him if it turns out to be true? I'm not even aware that it's true.
It's true.
You understand? When the president has already said that it was a fantastic this and that.
In a short period of time, they were able to do that fantastic job.
Short period of time and all that. You see that kind of president. So it tells you that this is going to be a very tortuous 8 years.
Very true. Very true.
Just telling you.
Well, that's just about the time we have for our newspaper reviews today. We'd love to say thank you to Dr. Evans Ufeli for being part of our show today. And Mr. Olusegun Okwante, thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you
for
very
also
much.
being part of our
Thank
show
you for your
today.
time.
Yes.
When we return, detained Binance executive escaped from custody in Nigeria. Details in just a moment.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.